TV magic with the lockdown gang of the BBNAIJA reunion show. Welcome everyone, my name is Ebuka Obiochandu. And yes, they are back to talk a lot today, but from a different angle. We're talking triangles. You guys must have gotten all as in geometry while in school. You saw you form love triangles while in the house, and sometimes even squares. We're going to try and understand how those happened and how we got there. First of all, we're going to be starting with this.
There's one person like I feel like I've bonded the most in Dora.
It's almost just like nobody talks to me because you're literally always in my business. People will confuse that to having feelings for him.
Do you believe Dorothy?
I don't.
Tell me what you think is going on.
I think she has something for OZO. Yeah.
And my choice for deputy is Dorothy. I really do care about it.
I know. I understand. It's fine. Can we just leave this conversation? It is fine.
One thing when you accuse me when you said I was being dressing up done.
No, I'm not trying to.
We shouldn't go down that way again.
It's fine. Oh.
She's not being sincere and she's not being straight and she's just playing games.
Okay.
And if you feel like you want to be part of her game, I have a problem with it.
Okay.
So do not feel like if you do something with her, I'll be upset. You can't be going back and forth. Today you guys are fighting. Tomorrow, you suddenly don't want to talk to her again, you're hanging around me. What's gonna happen the moment you step out of her?
No.
Firstly, you're not even going to go out together. Sorry. When Lilo left, what was Eric saying? She said, no. That's if she never go meet one. Bruh, and that's Lilo and Eric.
I think everybody else, if I'm not being wrong, besides maybe you and Dorothy, I don't think I've ever really gotten Nedy's opinion, seems to believe there was a triangle. You claimed there was a friendship. How did you not see what everybody else was seeing?
Because every time Dora and I had conversations or whatever, the situation or the topic that both of us had, we always talked to each other as friends. And like that was the angle I approach every single thing we had. And I think I also made it clear, like even with my diary sessions and everything, where I said, she's the first person I connected with when we came into the house. Literally like on the first day, Tracy and I had like a dispute about the bed, like an old story now, and she was nice enough to let me share her bed that first night. And yeah, obviously like you get to connect with this person, and that's just what it was. I never saw it.
Did you think what you were doing at the time could make her catch you?
No. Because I mean, we hung around each other. Even I said that she also hung around other people. She would chill with Lucy, she would chill with Prince as well.
Yeah, so you guys were definitely closer than she was with anybody at the time.
I don't know. I didn't see it that way. Because even certain times where you and I are chilling, or Eric and I are chilling as well, like Dora wasn't always there. Because obviously, Dora also mentioned it to me in the house. She wasn't really vibing with Neo's energy. So, I mean, most of the time, if I'm chilling with Neo, then Dora obviously is going to be there.
So something else I want to find out, which looked like it got her very uncomfortable about, was bringing your relationship to her to talk about it. Like she was saying, come to the company tomorrow, you're happy. Why did you keep doing that? Especially when it looked like she was done with having those conversations.
I mean, like, both of us, like I said, we always had conversations about any and everything. It wasn't always, okay, we only talk about this or you get. And to me, like I said, I didn't see her as someone that I was dating or anything. I saw her like a G, to be honest. That's just what it was. And so you're always going to feel comfortable talking to your G about anything. So whether today you're having a good day or you're having a bad day, you're in your G.
Looking back now, do you think you're playing a bad spot?
No.
Okay. Katrina, you, like you said, you had called her a side chick in the house or something along those lines. And we also saw interviews you did after talking about the fact that she definitely had feelings for him, but she didn't know how to sort of open up about it. I don't know why you thought she was afraid, but what did you see that made you say those things?
At the time, I felt Dorothy had something for OZO, and I was so convinced that OZO was into Dorothy so much because he was always there, like everywhere. She's going to bed, wherever Dorothy was, also always want to be there. At that time, it was Prince and Nengi. I loved both of them together after the Prince's birthday, the whole speech and everything. Actually, for me, I felt Nengi was actually into Prince until the whole stuff didn't work anymore.
Okay.
So I felt Dorothy was into Ozo. So that was just it.
Where did the thought come from?
Why?
Where did the thought
Because
come from? What did you
also,
see?
because Ozo was always there, like
More
helping.
than he was here.
Yeah, at that time, because a Prince and Nengi was an item then in the house, so it was always Dorothy and Ozo talking, doing it.
It looked like it was more than just friendship.
Yeah, not for Dorothy then, she was keeping it casual. But for Ozo, what I saw was a guy that likes a girl.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say Ozo liked the personality in Dorothy, but I'm not sure he liked the physical. He was attracted to her personality. It was everything he wanted, but not to what he was saying. So he was a bit confused. And then at that time, Prince and Nengi was an item. He had eyes for Nengi. As soon as Prince and I had a conversation, and as soon as Prince walked away from Nengi, he just took over. And then we started having issues with
Now let's see that.
Okay.
I totally think or felt Dorothy not feelings for Ozo.
Why so?
Like very glaring.
Why did you think that?
From Ozo's angle, it was friendship. I can, if Neil is my friend, I can tell him, oh, I can tell him issues about the relationship I have with anybody. If I have a relationship with Neil, A and I have issues, oh, this is going on. I'm comfortable doing this because it's my friend. I mean, I can't tell someone that I have feelings for, that kind of thing. And even there are people that will do that.
One-way feeling.
Yes. Yes, obviously. There are people that will do that and they are doing it to find out if that person has feelings for them in return.
Okay.
But in Ozo's case, it was glaring well for me because
So what did you see from Dorothy that made you
from
feel like she
Dorothy,
had
from the
feelings?
first night, she allowed him to stay on his bed.
Okay.
But apart from that, there was a thing about her always talking about, oh, when you're on the bed, you're sleeping like, she was always explaining it. If you're my friend, I can explain it once and move on. One time she's like, okay, you're sleeping like this, you're sleeping like that, and that, and that. Just didn't finish. So then there are times when she's kind of, I won't say like with conviction, oh, do this, do that. It was like she was irritated being told what Ozo was always complaining about Ozo and Nengi.
Yeah.
So if you're my friend, I shouldn't be bored or irritated about you coming to complain to me about your relationship situation.
Yeah.
I should even be able to, okay, this is happening, I want to listen, I want to be able to advise you. So she kind of was not all about it. Don't tell me about it.
Maybe, how did you feel about a lot of the things that she said?
I don't know. I felt like she liked him too.
Yeah.
I felt so.
So Dorothy, now let's come to you, because you have always maintained, and like I said, you live in a house with people, so maybe we're on the outside, we're getting it all wrong. But people have seen what they saw, besides those who said they were paying attention. What were you then doing that gave off this vibe?
Oh, let me ask you one question also. The first Sunday when Ibuka came to talk about, that was the first time he mentioned Nengi, myself, and you. What was the conversation we had in the room? When I told you to put yourself in my shoes, if I was going back and forth between Prince, who at that time I liked, and you. I told you to put yourself in my shoes. What did you say? Did you say anything? No, that's because you didn't say anything.
Sorry, I cannot get it. What did you tell him?
I told him to put himself in my shoes. If Ibuka kept coming to tell me I was in, like,
The triangle.
tell him he was in a triangle,
Okay.
and I was going back and forth between himself and Prince.
Okay, I get that.
And he couldn't. I remember mentioning it when you also had that, there was this time when you didn't want to talk to Nengi. And I was like, oh, it happened with me, and I didn't like try to withdraw from you, but when you saw the thing between Nengi and Prince, you wanted to withdraw.
And it's funny how everybody thinks I have feelings for him when he knew that I liked Prince at that time.
Possible to like more than one person.
I didn't have any feelings for OZO. And I don't know where all of this is coming from. Maybe because of the kind of person I am. Obviously, I'm very open. When you're like in my face, when you give me a lot of attention, I'm there. And then he was my friend at that time. He comes to me to tell me things. And as my friend, I stand by him.
So I think another thing that made a lot of people, that threw people off, was, okay, it's fair enough.
No,
Wait, let me finish. It's
okay.
fair enough that someone comes to you and over time you get, you know what, stop coming to me with this thing. It almost now sort of translated to dislike for her as against the person who's coming with it.
Because my friend is coming to me telling me, oh, this thing about this person, this thing about this person. And I'm like, what's wrong with the babe?
But I
So
think,
that's my
I
experience.
think the difference.
You're going to keep quiet because I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to you. You're going to shut up. You're going to shut up. What's on you? Because I'm not speaking to you.
Is it true?
I'm not paying. You're going to shut up. But this is not even about
See how
you.
you're reacting again.
I'm going to react how I want to react.
That is true.
Because this is about me.
Dorothy.
And you can think whatever pleases you.
I don't have to.
You can actually think whatever pleases you, but this is my and it is what it is. Maybe you want to come and choke it in my hand. It's your business. Because you're obviously, I don't know what your problem is. Why are you concerned with this? I'm talking to a guy, you're opening your stupid mouth to talk.
Okay.
It's the audacity for me. As I was saying,
So true.
so I mean, I don't know where all these unnecessary opinions are coming from. And the reason why I blew up when he said it is true was because I'm like, because it was getting too much. Sundays you came to talk about me, Ozo Nengi. I'm like, this thing is obviously going to look bad on the outside. Constantly they're talking about this thing. Okay, just do what you want to do. I don't want to be in your space, and that is me.
When I asked him earlier, did he feel like he put you in a bad position? I saw you in
Of
that.
course, yes, he did. Because coming outside, I'm seeing all sorts of story. And I remember even talking to him, and I told you that I feel like you're the one playing the game between us. Because you're coming to me, you're talking to me. Even when I came outside, I feel like that's one of the reasons why I don't talk to you. I came outside and I saw
You don't
that.
talk to him?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I come outside and I say that you come to me, you tell me stuff, I tell you stuff, you go back to tell Nengi. I'm like, is that what friendship is? You sit there, you're talking about friendship. You bring your problems to me, I talk to you about it, and you go back to tell the person. You know how powerful that is? Miss me with that.
Do you know?
Miss me with that.
Not going. Let's
Do you know?
Ozo's issue.
So like the two.
If she talks again, I'm going to walk out of here because it's none of your
That's
business.
fine. I need to say
You're going to shut up because it's not your business.
Why am I not here then?
I've said what I
You need
said.
to calm down because you're acting really like.
I'm gonna ask how I wanna act.
You have to calm down because I still.
I'm gonna ask how I'm gonna ask. It's not about you. Nelly can speak. Other can
So
speak.
emotional.
You're not gonna speak because I don't want you to speak.
Emotions.
I do not want you to speak.
Because you know I'm saying the right thing.
That's your business.
I don't need to sweat.
I'm not even because of your problems.
No,
I'm not because of your problems.
The girl that gave it
Right.
in the house.